Hey there, Cancerian community. Soul Tigress here with a story for this wonderful community. Now, as usual, I'm not sure what's gonna come out, but there is something in the frequency. And what I'm getting so far is the Cancerian in this story is trying to get all their ducks in a row, but I just see like the ducklings going everywhere, and it's like you get one side kind of going and then something else is just going off in a different direction in another spectrum of your life. And what also I'm picking up is some body pain, cramping in the limbs. This could also be attributing to the headaches, some tension headaches, some frontal lobe headaches. So drink some water, at least drink some water. Stay up on those hydration levels. For the Cancerian in this story, things are feeling foreign. It's like they know the routine. They've done this before, but it just feels so foreign. It doesn't feel right. It's like they're there, but they're not there in a sense. Maybe because right now they're easily distracted. And what that tells me is the Cancerian in this story is not grounded right now. They're a little up in the air with the thoughts, maybe going 1,000,000 miles an hour. And with these distractions, maybe it's asking that this Cancerian does something a little different. Don't forget, with the new moon in Virgo asking us to make sure we take care of ourselves, and with the full moon in Pisces this month, that is definitely saying, hey, you got to figure it out between what you've learned and a new way of doing it, and finding a way to work together with those two perspectives. All right, so let's see what wants to come out right away. There is a lot of amethyst out, a lot of good water energy. Also, I got my Buddha out, so good fortune, but balancing out those emotions, using your gifts. Don't forget, Cancerian community, you are gifted. So what is it that needs to come out for the introduction? And as I talk about that, magical power. It's right there, especially from what I read about this Lionsgate, it definitely opened up a lot of things. And what I have but what the magical power landed on was concealment. Are you still staying concealed to your gifts? Or even staying concealed to the idea that your intuition's on point? This is interesting so far. So let's go ahead. Something that we don't see. Ooh, confidence. Confidence right now is out the door. It is out the door because Cancerian in this story is like, shroom, shroom, shroom. I got to get here. I got to get there. I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. I'm going at everything like a freight train. If I just stay on autopilot, it will all get done. That means maybe there's a whole lot more compromise that's happening right now for the Cancerian in this story. Wisdom. You may feel like you are pulled in so many different directions, or you have to have as many arms as an octopus in order to accomplish everything that you have. Don't forget, just take it one step at a time. And when that happens, all those smaller pieces are going to start to come together. Don't forget, there's a reason why everything's happening the way it is. There's that certain perspective, that wisdom perspective that you have. Don't forget that you know what you're doing a lot of the times. That's a part of your magic. That's a part of your intuition. All right. See, we're getting lucky number 7. So we have internal charisma, destiny, all in reverse. So I feel like the Cancerian in this story is at odds end. At odds end with themselves. Maybe feeling like they don't have the key to get out of that low self-esteem kind of cage. Being able to blossom in that energy that they bring. And you know what gets dropped? Is you need to read up on yourself. Read up on who you are. Read up on the story that you have written so far. You just might find out that you are this amazing character who has triumphed over many, many things before. And right now, what's happening at hand is something that's going to be beautifully added to a different part of your story to come. I'm so excited for this, y'all. This is so awesome. So let's take a dive in to the present. All right, what is it that needs to come out for the Cancerian community? What is it? So for the present, this has to do with your energy. This has to do with seeing your achievement happening or even feeling like you're worthy of this achievement. We have somebody who's staying stuck on some stuff. It could have been some stuff that didn't work out for them. This stuff could have been something that was meant to happen. Because I have fortune right here. Boom, the wheel. Right? Got that wheel of fortune. Libra energy, balance, taking flight, coming to full circle with things. And then I have the Princess of Staves, which we're reading as the Knight of Wands in reverse. Then I have this Four of Swords in upright. You may feel stuck. Stuck because something didn't work out. Stuck because there was some kind of passionate energy that you felt like was put out. A passionate direction that you wanted to go. But the Wheel of Fortune is here because it was all meant to unfold that way. Don't feel like a failure because you had to move on from something somewhere. The previous chapter of your book of life there. How does the next chapter get written if you just stay right there the whole time? What else needs to come out? So this is what you need to read up on. What it's saying is how you fulfill your contracts. How that you bring in a lot of harmony to the contracts. Even though you don't feel like all these contracts come into that Ace of Pentacles. But the people, the areas, the businesses, the family, whoever you work with, you're very fair with them. And a lot of times in this card, I will highlight that the person who is usually with the scales and the Six of Pentacles and has all the pentacles is usually standing and everyone else is kneeled down. I feel like you won't even put yourself above others like that. You want to show everyone that you're at their level, that you can relate to them. This is the knowledge that you have to see, how you fulfill your contracts. But it doesn't always have to be that it was your fault kind of energy. So I have the Temperance here, followed by the Emperor in reverse. So Temperance in reverse, Emperor's in reverse. And what we don't see is this Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. You run into certain powers that you've had to walk away from, certain energies that were not the greatest balance for you. you really take the compassion and your kindness and your mercy and your acceptance that you had for this energy, for this situation. Because this situation is going to be an overpowering one that would run all over you, one that would be tipped negatively in the scales. That's what I get with this balance, but also it's something that puts you against your intuition, something that puts you against maybe even your morals, because with this one, this is definitely temperance. That's guidance. To me right now, that's like morals, that's ethics. And the whole thing is you don't like to be conflicted in your ethics. You don't like to be conflicted in your morals. All right, what else needs to come out for the Cancerian in this story? For the present. Here it is. So this is a part of the destiny. This is a part of you getting out of being stuck, of being hard on yourself. It is like I've explained, seeing how you are this giving energy. This Fool lands right on that Six of the Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, those contracts. How you do your best everywhere you go. No matter how somebody else tries to make you feel, or even yourself tries to make you feel. It's really bringing in that establishing that groundness in yourself. Feeling that stability, feeling that security, feeling that vitality that you bring in. So if there's a lot of anxieties, insecurities, fear, maybe even restlessness at night, about this would explain why this Cancerian in this story is feeling so distracted, why things are feeling foreign to him. That's that root chakra right there. Go ahead and grounding out that root chakra, doing some good meditations. It could be positive affirmations, giving you your sense of stability from yourself, that you believe in yourself. And I'm not talking about a superficial belief. I'm talking about like you know it. You are going to not only stand alone with yourself in a sense, but instead you would be standing with yourself. Hand in hand, knowing who you are and knowing what you bring in. Oh, this is beautiful so far. So I'm seeing maybe two, three cards. What else needs to come out for the present? All right. The whole thing is what gets your stability all in the upright. It has to do with energies that are very, you feel like unforgiving emotionally. Like it could be like they pick on you. They pick at you and they kind of just take. That's what I'm getting. No matter how much you try and hold on to something, no matter how much you try and grow something, these energies just come in and they just take. It's like in the video games where the character's running and something bumps them and all their coins fall out. This is this person coming up and being very, 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 it could be emotionally manipulative. It could be very withdrawn, very cold. What I'm hearing is very strategic, even though I feel like that's more of a King of Swords energy. But let's go ahead and clarify. Let's clarify this King of Cups energy. What is it that needs to come out for this King of Cups? Clarification. Clarification comes down to an energy that you deal with in these contracts. This energy is very swift. Remember I told you it had like a King of Swords energy? Well, it's coming in as a Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is going to be a perfectionist. And they will conceal their true emotions. Remember, cold, vicious gossip, betrayal, not a true friend. Says what this person or says what people want to hear. So that means they're not even genuine. This person is envious of you. So there's a lot of jealousy. Do not trust this person. This person causes problems for you. Oh my goodness, I remember this a few stories back. This is what this person, this energy you keep dealing with is very envious. They're very envious because of how you get down with everybody. How everyone seems to be right there by your side. Oh, Cancerian, here comes Cancerian. Hey, Cancerian, how you doing? It's good to see you. And these people are genuinely happy to see you. Whereas when this one comes in barking orders, trying to sit there and take people's heads off. Ain't nobody want to sit there and hang out with that person or connect with them, I should say. Oh, you got you a #1 fan. That's what's happening. Is you keep getting you a #1 fan, but there's a block inside this Cancerian that keeps translating it to it's Cancerian's fault, to where they don't see themselves in this very giving, compassionate energy. So let's go ahead and move on to the block. I got my dreams within dreams. What is it that needs to come out for the block? I'm hearing one shuffle. And that song, Take It Easy. All right. So what needs to come out for the block? What I'm hearing is you got to stop beating yourself up. Yes, you're very passionate. Yes, you bring in the fire in a sense because you just have these ideas. You're very passionate at what you do. But you got to stop seeing yourself in this reverse of Queen of Wands energy. Taking off in this new direction. Not even focusing on what these others are saying. Because if this person, you could look at this person, they're looking back as to see, what is this one saying? No, stop looking back. Those others don't matter. All right, so what else needs to come out for the block? There's something we don't see over how this person makes you feel, how they're treating you, how they take your stability. You got to see how they roughed you up too. That you had to defend yourself. No matter if it's by means of transitioning to a new position, moving out, moving on, taking what you have and being able to use that to your protection. You're worn out, but you're still ready to protect yourself. Don't be stuck too long, though. Don't be leaving yourself out in the cold too long about these folks. Don't do it. They're not worth it. All right. Giving yourself that permission. That permission to really feel. And maybe even look at it from a higher view. Not just always looking at it just from your view, but if you were, say, to be that higher up management person that was above your position and this other position, or if you were a matriarch of the family, if you somehow had this higher up position, how would you have delegated it? How would it have seemed to you if you were the wielder of the Ace of Swords at that time? It's changing that thoughts. Not always being so hard on yourself. Understanding that this is like a Seven of Swords energy. A lot of times we think people look good and they have it together, but in reality, there we go. But in reality, they may look good. The situation may look good. They may have all the means to take care of things. But this person does not look like they really know where they're going if they're in reverse. If I take it this way, this person tends to block a lot of people off. And they could block a lot of people off because they are a little combative. Understanding that this person was trying to keep you out in the dark. This situation was trying to keep you in the dark. Keep you searching. Keep you lost up in them thoughts. Be careful how much you share with people. You even gotta watch sometimes smart people. Narcissists, I know this is giving them too much credit, but narcissists are smart in a not fun way. And, excuse me real quick, I dropped some. Alright, I'm back. And if you're dealing with a true narcissist, they will learn your tics. They will learn how to manipulate you through your emotional expression. They know how to watch for cues. So this person could have already watched for a lot of cues. You could have relayed some kind of information to them, and they could be using that. The situation could be using that against this Cancerian at certain times. And this is, again, this is a cycle. So this has probably happened multiple times, but with different places, different people. So what else needs to come out for the block? Giving yourself ample time to reflect. I would even say the total number is at least there's been 5 situations that you can compare that all seem like this same individual. The way that they bring in their energy, the way that they talk to you, the way that they're so cutthroat with everything, and how they handle you. What is it that you really want? What is it that you want to work with? Phew, when I bring up those 2 situations together, that gave me a little headache. Oh my goodness. Draining out your cups from them. Definitely draining out your cups. All the emotions, all the resentment. Because that's definitely in there as a block. When we hold on to resentment for certain situations, certain people, certain places, certain things, that stays like a block. It will keep as tension in your neck and different areas in your body, just depending on where you hold that tension. Trusting in that guidance. Trusting in who you are, who you've been becoming. Both polarities to the sides, the different sides of you, the light and the dark. As you see, there's 2 of them there. So sometimes we have a reaction and we don't always feel like it was the best. We don't always feel like it was in the light. But the thing is if you got somebody who keeps poking you and poking you and poking you, what is a Cancerian going to do if somebody gets too close? They're going to, I'm going to get you and I'm going to let you know I'm not going to like this. So giving yourself permission to know that when there was reactions from you happening in the midst of dealing with this energy in whatever situation this was, that a lot of your reactions was from somebody who kept getting pushed down and their stability, their groundness being taken at the expense of this person being jealous of you because how you get along with others. It's like an older sibling picking on a younger sibling just to make them cry kind of vibe. And as I mentioned that, I have the Four of Cups and I have the Four of Wands in reverse. The whole thing is, and this is what's upsetting, this is how this block is playing out. Every time the Cancerian in this story keeps building and building and building, it seems like it always ends up filling up the same way, on my own and with a faulty foundation. With not the greatest of partners, whether it's in business, partners who are very taking, partners who are very combative, partners who really definitely make me feel like I'm doing this work on my own. I'm only harvesting what they want. I'm not able to grow anything. I'm not able to put in any of my ideas. That's a pretty difficult situation. But remember, this Wheel of Fortune, this wheel was here. Where did our wheel? There it is. Our wheel is here. Your destiny is here. Everything's asking for you to give it to the divine. To give it to the divine, because this is why it was meant to work out this way. You're not meant to be dealing with these people, but at the same time, you have to see who you are and you have to build that confidence. That's what it is. Right now, you see what these people have projected onto the Cancerian in this story. You see what their image of you is, instead of you feeling who you are. And it's hard. Sometimes when we are in a state where we over criticize ourselves, it's way easier to see all our faults instead of seeing all the wonderful things that we bring to the table. Don't forget that every day, if you're waking up trying your best, you're really trying hard for your community, you're trying to help this business, you're trying to help out the coworkers, you're trying to help out the family, you're doing more than a lot of other people who are just showing up to show up. Don't forget that. Cancerians are builders. They love to establish great foundations for themselves. All right, I'm hearing one more card for the block. What is it that would like to come out? Sometimes you feel like you have this back seat in life. You feel like you have this back seat and everybody else is running the show. But that is where you have your biggest gift, is in the power of observation. And you know it. You're able to read between the lines when it comes to people. I've never noticed this before, but I'm noticing it now. How this one in the back has this big old tail back there. How they are different from the others. Your intuition was right on a lot of things. Now, instead of when you hit those moments when you're like, I knew that, I knew better, darn it, just be like, take it in and say, next time, I'm going to give to that intuition when it comes in. But also at this moment, you can go into these previous ones, a part of dumping these cups out. And seeing it from that higher perspective, those dualities, and seeing that life had to flow this way for the Cancerian in this story. Being forgiving with yourself. And let's flip the script a little bit. Why don't you hold these others when you're going back and doing your review here, dumping your cups out? Why don't you hold these others to the standards that you held yourself to? What? I know that's a little different. You might find something very interesting. You might even find that these ones weren't even coming close to the standards that you hold for yourself and how you conduct yourself in your community. That's powerful right there. That is powerful. Wow. That's for the Cancerian in this story. Seeing ourselves in our power, seeing ourselves for who we are, seeing ourselves for those great intentions that we have, again, can be some of the hardest things in life, especially when we are our biggest critic. Now, the first card here to start out the conclusion is, again, balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. And you know who it landed on? That Emperor in reverse, that person who abuses their power. What else needs to come out for the conclusion? Support. Ask for help. Get more rest. Nurture yourself. Give to yourself. Give to yourself, and that's what's going to help. That's what's going to help bring this charisma about. You really blossoming into yourself. If you need rest from it, take rest. The mind doesn't always have to replay the same thing over and over and over. You can do positive affirmations. Honestly, just for today, I will not worry. If this same scenario keeps playing in your head, just for today, I will not worry. And doing your breathing exercises, taking your deep breaths. Another one is just for today, I will trust in the divine. Or just for today, I will trust in whatever you believe in. Whether it's a deity, whether it's a god, whether it's a prophet. It's surrendering it and knowing that this all unfolded for your best. For your best. And that's to get you right there in your confidence, grounded out in the confidence, finding the key to your destination by knowing, Cancerian in this story, who you are. All right, so let's go ahead. A few more cards to come out. Let's go for 5 more cards. What else needs to come out? Actually, 4 more cards. 4 more cards. This is something you may struggle with seeing. Awareness. Live in the moment. Be conscious of your thoughts. Look for signs and guidance. It's a part of that Wheel of Fortune. And seeing who you really are. Seeing that you are this Queen of Pentacles, this giver who doesn't want to leave anyone out. All right, what else would like to come out? Another thing that you may be struggling seeing is celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. That lands like right on here. Look I told you you're special. I told you you're special. And whatever you put yourself to, you really power through it. And you give the most that you can. You don't always have to be in the front seat with everybody. Because guess what? You're able to bring in just as much even more to the table. So let me repeat that. You're able to bring in just as much, if not even more to the table, and you don't even have to have a front seat to prove it. Celebrate who you are, because because you are pretty special. Pretty special with a wonderful heart, wonderful way of going, a very giving person. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition, no matter what. Don't forget, you are so gifted. You know stuff. You catch the vibes. You done caught the vibes with these other situations. You know. Now celebrate how you were able to move on past them. Patience. This is something that you're struggling with right now. Pause before you take action. Trust the divine timing is at work. Be patient and play whilst you wait. There you go. You got it. You've been doing it. You got to stop concealing yourself from who you are. And that's what's going to help build this confidence. Being read up on all the things that you have been doing. Because guess what? This is not the first chapter in your book of life. I bet you. You're able to handle many things at once. For some reason, you know you're able to read between the lines. Now it's just finding that key to your destiny and unlocking it. Letting go. Letting go of all those other energies that didn't support you, that wanted to tear you down because they were jealous. What were they jealous of? Because of how you work with others. This could be in a family. Don't just think it's just work. This definitely could be in a family. This could be in any kind of social setting. You will have people who get upset because you're able to socialize on certain levels and they're not. It can make a person feel really insecure when somebody has such great connections with so many in that immediate environment and they don't. Don't take it personal. Don't carry others' insecurities. That's what this is saying. Go ahead and pour out all those cups from all those individuals. Their suffering, their insecurities, they're not yours. But just know that you're on the right path. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. All these hiccups before with these different contracts, with these very ice cold, sharp-tongued individuals, they wasn't meant to work out. Everything is meant to align you with yourself. So don't forget that. Make sure, like what this new moon is saying in Virgo, is to take time to take care of oneself. Make sure you're getting those good meals. Make sure you're staying up on your hydration levels. Don't run yourself to the bone trying to prove who you are when your standards are already so much higher than what others are putting themselves to when it comes to standards. See how this Cancerian frequency is one that always wants to build, always wants to be there for others, and never really wants to place themselves above others. They're definitely kind of like the bosses that will get in the boat and or the type of energy. They're not going to just watch you struggle, they're going to jump right in there and do it. And one thing I always take about with Cancerian energies is they have their fears, but their fears are more, it's in the thoughts. It's how they come in. But the fears aren't really in the 3D. If there's a task that they have to do, I've seen multiple Cancerians go in and just take a spider web out using their bare hands. They're so strong. They have so much endurance, and certain little things don't bother them. They're able to move past this stuff. So don't think that this cycle is an endless thing that will always have you trapped in it. This isn't meant to stay for long. This is just meant for you to help align yourself. This is the stepping stones to you getting to know who you are and being able to be with yourself. Wow, I like this. This is very beautiful. Thank you, y'all, for coming in and hanging out. I appreciate the Cancerian frequency so much, and anyone else who decided to hang out. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.